What is up, guys? Welcome back to RCR Trivia. And today we're going to do our first March Madness preview of the year. We do it every year. We normally do it on our other channel, so if you've seen it before, you know we love March Madness over here. And we're going to start with a matchup that is tasty in my eyes. South Carolina, the 6th seed, going against the 11 seed Oregon Ducks, who just made it in due to winning the Pac-12 in shocking fashion. Let's start with South Carolina. 26-7 on the year. Finished second in the SEC regular season. They're a surprise team this year. They were not expected to be as good as they are, but they started the year so hot. Started the year 21-3 before kind of slowing down near the end of the year. They're 5-4 in their last 9 games. But this team can beat good teams, and this team can clearly get hot throughout years and go on runs. So this is a team that you cannot take lightly this March. Biggest wins of the year. I mean, they just beat Florida a couple weeks ago. They beat Tennessee at Tennessee earlier this year. They beat Kentucky. They've got good wins on this resume. They've got good wins, but they also don't necessarily have the star power you're looking for. For a team that's 26-7, it's, again, very surprising. They do have Lamont Paris, their coach of the year in the SEC. He's clearly a good coach to be able to take this team that's led by Meechie Johnson, who's only averaging 13.8 points per game, to take this team to a 26-7 record. That's very impressive, and coaching goes a long way in March. Meechie Johnson, like I said, is their leading scorer at 13.8 points per game, but not that efficient. Doesn't shoot 40% from the field, doesn't even crack 32% from three. And that's kind of consistent across the board. This is not a great three-point shooting team. Their two best players both shoot 31% from three. But then you got a guy like Talon Cooper, doesn't shoot a lot, but shoots 45% from three. This team is going to be, I think, a team that's going to get picked to get upset a lot. Because Oregon's so good in March, Oregon with Dana Altman. I mean, these are two very good coaches going against each other. We move over to the Oregon side. Dana Altman is leading a team that has been injury-riddled all year. They end up going 23-11. They started off the year well. They were 13-3 at one point, but then they really struggled in the middle of Pac-12 play. But similar to South Carolina, they have some solid wins on this resume. They beat Arizona just recently. They beat them twice, actually. They beat them, they obviously just beat them to end the Pac-12 tournament. They obviously beat Colorado to win the Pac-12. They beat UCLA, no slouch. They beat Utah. Not as good wins as South Carolina, but I dare say this team is more talented. This team is led by a guy that just went 12 for 12 in the Pac-12 tournament to win the Pac-12 tournament MVP, Neftali Dante, averaging 16.2 points per game, 8.8 rebounds. He's a monster, along with 1.9 blocks per game. Then they've got Jackson Shelstead, a guy I love, freshman guard. He should have been a 5-star, was a 4-star, but he's averaging 13.1 points per game on the year. He is about as talented as you can get from the guard position, especially as a freshman. And then you got guys like Jermaine Coussard, Nate Biddle, Nate Biddle, not a guy I should have probably mentioned, but Jermaine Coussard averaging 15.4 points per game. This team is very scary when healthy, and they're finally getting healthy, as we saw in this Pac-12 tournament. I mean, to go 3-0 in the Pac-12 tournament, to beat one very good team, one solid team that's in the tournament, and then another team that is always good and typically in UCLA, that's something you don't see all the time. So this Oregon team is scary. I think this is going to be a game where we're going to see, we're going to see people picking Oregon in this game because, like I said, they are probably more talented than South Carolina. That's my take. This game's being played in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. No big home court advantage or anything. Coaching-wise, I mean, despite Lamont Paris being SEC Coach of the Year, I think Dana Altman's the better coach. And with that being said, I'm going to take Oregon in this game. I think Oregon, as an 11 seed, can beat South Carolina and move on to the next round. Let us know who you think is winning in the comments below.